In a world that is just constantly screaming for attention, what if the real power, the true advantage, lies in being quiet? Today, we're going to dig into why being invisible might just be the smartest move you can make. I mean, really think about that for a second. We're all told, constantly, to build our brand, share everything, be visible. But what if the people who are genuinely secure, the ones making a real difference, are the ones who just don't feel that need to broadcast every little thing? That's the huge paradox we're going to unpack right now. All right, let's just get right into a feeling that I think we all recognize. This constant pressure to perform, to put on a show, to make your life online look perfect and exciting and always, always on. And if you're not playing that game, well, you risk getting slapped with the boring label. That's really the default assumption, isn't it? If your social media is quiet, if you keep your life private, people automatically think you must not have anything interesting going on. Maybe you're not ambitious, or you just don't have anything to show for yourself. It's this instant judgment that forces so many of us to put on a performance, even when we're exhausted by it. Okay, but what if we reframe this whole thing? Look at this. On the left, you've got all those negative labels we just talked about. You're private, so you must be shy, or unsuccessful, or just plain boring. But look at the right side. This is a totally new way of seeing it. What if that quiet isn't shyness, but focus? What if it's not a lack of success, but a sign of real self-confidence? What if it's not boring, but something way more powerful we call emotional independence? So, what's actually going on in our heads to make this shift possible? Well, it all comes down to some really core ideas in psychology about what actually drives us as human beings. Let's get into the wiring behind this kind of silent strength. So the first big piece of this puzzle is something called intrinsic motivation. Basically, this is your own internal engine. It's when you do something just because you absolutely love doing it, not for the likes or the praise or the paycheck. And what's wild is that some studies have shown that when you start rewarding people for something they already love, like, say, a creative hobby, it can actually kill their passion for it in the long run. Intrinsic motivation is all about doing it for you and you alone. And that leads us right to the second piece of the puzzle, self-concept clarity. This is just a fancy way of saying you know exactly who you are, you've got a rock-solid sense of your values and your goals, and it doesn't get shaken by what other people think. You've got your own inner compass, your own true north, and you're not looking to the crowd to figure out which way to go. So, when you combine that powerful internal drive with that super strong sense of self, you get something, well, incredible. This isn't about hiding away from the world. No way. It's about building an inner world that's so solid, so complete, that it just doesn't need constant applause from the outside. And this right here is the big aha moment. That quiet confidence you see in some people, that ability to just put your head down and work without needing a pat on the back every 5 minutes, that's not a weakness. It's not shyness. It's a profound strength. It's emotional independence. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It all comes down to this. Are you judging yourself based on your own scorecard, your own values, your own sense of progress? Or are you always looking over your shoulder, waiting for the crowd's applause to tell you if you did a good job? That one distinction changes absolutely everything. And the benefits? They're huge. I mean, just imagine the freedom of not needing anyone's approval. Think of all the mental energy you'd get back to focus on work that actually matters to you. You'd start making choices that are truly authentic, guided by that inner compass. And maybe best of all, you build this incredible resilience, where criticism doesn't crush you and even praise doesn't distract you. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how in the world do you actually start building this inner compass when everything around us is trying to pull us in a million different directions? Let's get practical. Here are 3 simple things you can start doing today. First, before you post that picture or take on that new project, just pause and ask yourself, am I doing this for them or am I doing this for me? Be honest. Second, take a little time to actually write down your values, what truly matters to you. That becomes your personal mission statement. And third, start small. Just make one single choice today that's based purely on what you want, not what you think you should want. Maybe that's just staying in to read a book instead of going out to be seen. That's a huge win for your inner compass. So I want to leave you with this one last thought. Just really let this sink in. All that time and energy you spend performing, curating your image, checking for likes, looking for validation, what could you build or create or become if you took all of that energy and turned it inward? What could you really accomplish if you just stopped performing,